Hi everyone, this is Dr. Cortez. For lesson today, lesson 8, under the subject financial or personal finance, we're going to talk about the goals of finance. Ito naman ay pag-usapan natin yung business finance ngayon, yung goals niya. And sa mga first time kong viewer, that is my name, I request to subscribe muna sa aking munting channel. And salamat sa inyo. And I will start the discussion by presenting the learning outcomes of the subject. Firstly, to know how to analyze the primary goals of business finance and evaluate their impact on strategic decision making. So, ibig sabihin nito, pagkatapos ng ating topic today, ito yung mga you are capable of doing. Yan, so ilalatag natin ngayong araw na ito yung mga goals ng business finance. We have like 8 dozen goals, so that hindi lang tayo magaling personally, but as a business student, we should know yung mga goals natin, why we are establishing, creating, why we are a finance manager sa isang company. Because sa isang negosyo kasi, yung isang starting businessman ay basic sa kanya yung marketing and finance and accounting skills. So yung it's important na pag may ginagawa tayong finance sa business, you should know bakit natin ginagawa or the importance of business finance sa negosyo. The reason is, siyempre financial, meron siyang yung pera, may isang impact sa ating strategic decision making or mga long-term decision making natin for the business as the owner of the company. And the second outcomes natin, differentiate between profit maximization. Of course, we are establishing a business or we are entering a business. Ang primary reason natin, siyempre, no, kahit sabihin natin we are ethical or we are helping out the community, yung profit pa rin sa negosyo yung ating pinaka-goal. So hindi lang ito yung profit maximization, but we should maintain the profit like for 5 years, 10. It is not important kasi na profitable ka lang sa isang taon. The importance is you are maintaining the profit for the next 5 years. Yan, and siyempre, we should be profitable because we have investors na nag-invest ng pera sa ating negosyo. Dapat natin palakihin. That is the wealth of the investor and the wealth of the owner and the wealth of the employees of the business. So hindi lang dapat yung owners yung mayaman o lumalago financially, but also the investors, mga empleyado, no? Kasi maganda yung company sumasabay ka sa sumasabay yung pagyaman ng mga employees dun sa mga may-ari ng business. And number 3, yung ating mga financial, although there is finance, lahat naman ng ating ginagawa sa finance should be targeting common objectives, na example, to help the community, provide quality goods and services, customer satisfaction, and lahat ng mga objectives ng company, na objectives ng mga stakeholders like the employees, suppliers, government, business group, dapat naka-align. No? Example, if your goal is to provide quality goods, services to the customers as a stakeholder, siyempre, the finance manager is also willing to shell out cash. Kasi hindi naman maging satisfied ng customers pag walang mga innovative products, services, and of course, innovations means additional cost for the company. And the fourth one, learning outcomes. You should know that isang financial management, since this one is a management topic, common naman sa lahat ng management, na topic is the planning, organizing, staffing, and controlling. So pag meron kang ginawang financial decision sa yung company, it is important yung pag-monitor ng mga ginagawa mong mga decisions. Okay? We should balance the risk and return. We should know how to balance the risk and the return. Sa isang company, pag ikaw nag-invest, it's an investment whether it is in stocks, bonds, or forex. Pag yung investment ay risky, it means yung return ay medyo malaki. But if the investment is not risky, like sa bank deposits are not risky, no? Pero maliit ang kanyang return. Pero mga investment na medyo risky like forex, stocks, those are risky, pero ang laki ng kanyang return. Sa banko kasi maliit lang kasi hindi masyadong risky sa banko. So yun ang ating mga outcomes. So at the end of the day, the end of the lesson, natin ma-appreciate yung goals ng finance, specifically yung business finance. Pwede natin gamitin sa business. So let's jump into the topic. So sit back, listen, and be attentive.
This one, of course, profit maximization. Dapat yung tubo ng isang business ay ma-maximize, no? Pag ikaw yung manager, dapat trabaho mo yan, no? To make it sure that the revenue is always greater than your expenses. Okay? Pag mas malaki expenses, sulugi, no? Sa profit maximization. So we assume that if you are in the business, ang talagang gusto natin ay kumita or tumubo. Okay? Pag medyo maliit ka pa lang, na? Pag medyo malaki ka na, so pwede ka nang tumulong sa societies, civic works. But for the meantime, pag medyo maliit ka pa lang, tubo muna yung ating gustong makuha. So dapat matipid or magaling magbenta. Yung company or mga salesmen ng company dapat magaling magbenta, or you should be doing some efficient cost cutting for the company. Number 2, wealth maximization. Yung yaman ng mga investors, stockholders, partners, owners should be properly maximized. Kasi nag-invest sila just to have more cash or more wealth. Hindi naman mag-invest yan kung gusto lang tumulong, di ba? So siyempre pag mag-negosyo ka, pag may pera ka, pinasok mo isang negosyo or investment, you want your cash or capital to increase 10% to 80%. No? So, ang trabaho ng isang finance manager is to maximize, paramihin yung wealth, yung cash, yung kita, yung capital na pinasok nila sa iyong business. And number 3, if I may be allowed to read, it is very important objective of financial management. He must find out how much finance is required to start and run the company. Gaano kalaking cash or capital ang kailangan ng isang negosyo bago makapag-start ng isang business? Example, ang Jollibee, 300,000. No? They started with 300,000. The CDO canned goods company, nagbibenta ng corned beef, no? They started with 75,000 pesos. Manibilyar started with 75,000 pesos. Now, pag medyo nag-start ka na, magkano capital yung kailangan ng negosyo mo para tumakbo efficiently yung iyong business sa araw-araw? So, tinatansya mo yan. Example, for year 2021, yung ating business, we need 1 million pesos to operate. So, nagbabudgeting ka, no? So, part of your job is to budget. Ngayon pa lang, you are now budgeting the operation for next year, 2021. So, that is your job. And number 4, proper mobilization. Pag sa mobilization, yung pagpapaikot ng pera. After estimating the financial requirements, the finance manager must decide about the sources of finance. He can collect finance from many sources such as shares, debentures, bank loans, etc. So yung pera mong 1,000, for example ngayon, nag-aaral ka, meron kang 1,000 pesos. Tapos tinago mo sa wallet mo. After 1 day, after 2 weeks, that is still 1,000. Kasi hindi mo siya pinapaikot, no? Now, pag meron kang negosyo and you have 1 million pesos, after 1 year, then 2021, 2022, that is still 1,000 pesos. Why? Because you are not mobilizing your capital. Dapat pinapaikot mo yan. Pinapasok sa bangko, no? Pinabibili ng property, pinabibili ng stocks, or pinapaloan mo, no? Or you can issue, pag sa mobilization, pagpapaikot ng pera, so you can issue shares, you can go to the bank and ask for bank loans. Pag walang pera, go to the bank and ask for bank loans or debentures. Ang bank loan, nang utang ka sa bangko, hiningan ka ng capital, hiningan ka ng collateral or security, na. Hindi ka na paputangin ng bangko pag wala kang security or collateral. Patakbuhan mo sila, no? Now, pwede ka mangutang sa bangko pag medyo kilala ka na ng bangko, client ka ng bangko for the last 10 years na. So, medyo meron ka ng credibility sa bangko, the bank now trust you. So, pwede ka nang pautangin na ng walang securities or walang capital. Yung trust lang ng bangko, no, ang pinanghawakan nila sa'yo. We call that debentures, no? So, when we say debentures, those bank loans that are unsecured or wala siyang collateral na naka-attach. Okay. And number 5, goals of financial management or goal mo as finance manager is the finance manager must make optimum utilization of finance. No? Yung kanina sa number 4, pag-mobilize or pagpapaikot. No? Ang utilization, yung paggamit. You should know how to use efficiently, matipid, pasinop, no? Walang nasasayang. Yung paggamit ng pera ng company. And he must use the finance profitable. So ginagamit yung pera sa pag-earn ng profit. So bawat galaw ng isang finance manager, make it sure that it will direct you or it will direct the company to earn more profit. So walang nasasayang, no? So don't invest in unprofitable project. So, pag finance manager ka, tinitingnan mo saan ba dito yung mga profitable na project para sa company. No? Pag hindi yung profitable, we will not venture in that type of business kasi baka malugi lang, no? So, dapat meticulous, no, when it comes to shelling out or pagpapalabas ng pera ng company. Dapat matipid ka, no, to the point na pwede kang tawaging kuripot, no, or barat ng mga co-employees mo or subordinates. But the bottom line, if that is for profit ng company, so okay lang, no? And number 6, maintaining proper cash flow. Pag sabing cash flow, yung pag-agos, no, ng pera, parot parito. Cash inflow, papasok ng pera. Cash outflow, yung pera ay palabas. Yung paglabas ng pera, dapat tinitingnan mo at trabaho mo yung pagpapalabas ng pera. At hindi ka rin basta-basta nagpapalabas ng pera. Okay? Mga finance manager, mga CPA, mga accountant, medyo kuripot. Medyo mahigpit sa pera yung mga finance manager. Kasi sila may hawak ng pera, no? So, parang baby nila yung kaban, no, ng isang company. So, yung perang palabas, medyo binabantay nila. Example, pagbayad ng raw materials, pagpili ng ng suppliers, pagbayad ng sweldo, pagbayad ng renta, electric bills ng company, no? Puro palabas yung pera niyan. So, talagang inaulit ng isang finance manager kung talagang yung lalabas sa pera ay talagang tama dun sa babayaran nila, no? In talking to suppliers, kung pwedeng maka-discount, talagang binabarat yung mga suppliers, no? Kung pwedeng makatipid pa, maka-discount, kung pwedeng magbigay ng 60 days na credit or 90 days na credit, so ginagawa nila yon. Or you should be doing that in negotiating with your suppliers, no? Mga palabas. Now, pag yung pera naman inflow, papasok naman, yung receivable, talagang binabantayan mo yan. May mga receivable na medyo matagal na, 1 year na siya. Dapat mga crucial na yun, no? Dapat inaayos mo na yun para hindi masyadong tumagal. So collect the receivables as much as possible and you should minimize yung mga payables. Mapalabas na pera, i-minimize mo. Pero yung mga perang papasok, i-maximize, no? That is maintaining proper cash flow of the business. Okay, number 7, survival of the company. Okay, kahit marami kang income, kung isang taon ka lang naman or 2 taon sa business, wala rin. Mas maganda yung kunti lang income but you are long time player in the industry, medyo maganda yon. So, one of your goals is to make it sure that the company can survive. Yung mga daily operations, competitors, economic situations, political. Okay? Dapat, you should know how to, parang si President Duterte, finance manager, no? This time of pandemic, si President, talaga yung pera, very crucial sa company or sa country, no? So, President Duterte is a finance manager, no? The same thing that you're also a finance manager in your own company. Make it a point that your company can survive. Basahin natin. The company must survive in this competitive business world. The finance manager must be very careful while making financial decisions. Isang pagkakamali lang, one wrong decision can make the company sick and it will close down. Nagkamali ka ng hire, for example, ng mga employees, 10 employees yan. Nagkamali ka ng deciding at tataas ang sweldo, right? Pero hindi sila masyadong effective employees. So, walang return to the company. Parang palabas lang yung pera. A wrong decision, no? So, in hiring pa lang, make it a point na yung sweldo is tama sa tamang tao at the right time at the right place for the right position. Pag hindi, lugi yung company. Or, the company purchased property na hindi naman profitable. Isang property hindi masyadong beneficial to the company. Hindi na pakinabangan, no? So, hindi masyadong maganda. And number 6, that is number 8, creating reserve. The word reserve is reserva, no? Ito yung mga meron kang iniipon, no? Meron kang pinaglalaanan. Yung pera mo, meron kang pinaglalaanan personally, no? Nag-ipon ka, iniipon allowance mo, nagtatabi ka ng allowance kasi meron kang pinaglalaanan. That is personal, right? Now, when it comes to the company, to a business, yung isang finance manager, they also have reserve. Hindi lahat ng income ay pinapamigay sa mga shareholders. Meron kang nireserba, no? So, you should be creating reserve. Okay, the company must not distribute the full profit as dividend. So, again, yung dividend is, ito yung income ng company na pinapamigay sa mga shareholders, no? Hindi lahat pinapamigay. Okay? Hindi ka rin dapat mamigay ng dividend taon-taon. Pwedeng gawin mo yan every 2 years, mamigay ka ng dividend sa mga shareholders mo. Okay? Para ibang part ng income ay mapunta sa, we call that the retained earnings, no, ng company. Meron kang nire-retain na income, hindi pinapamigay lahat sa owners ng company. Para meron kang reserva pagdating ng bagyo. Okay? That is the essence of making a reservation. Reserve can be used for future growth and expansion, no? So, yung company pwede sa mag-extend, mag-expand, mag-grow, so may pambili ng asset, huwag meron kang reserba. Pero pag wala kang reserve na capital or income, so you can't make the proper expansion and growth. Okay, we're going to cut this one because this is only 15 minutes and we're going to have another extension, another installment for the recording. So stay tuned for the goals of financial management and finance manager. Okay, so for the last recording, we stop on number 8. And today we're now going to continue number 9 of the goals of financial management. Okay, number 9. Okay, the financial management must try to have proper coordination between the finance department and other departments of the company. So hindi lang pala yung finance department yung inaalala mo, no? Dapat yung ibang ibang department din ay dapat you should also coordinate with them, no? For example, you're the finance manager, no? You should coordinate with your accounting managers, sales managers, production managers, HR. Kasi lahat yun ay may say or may finance. Perang umiikot sa kanila, no? For example, yung HR manager mag-hire ng tao. Okay? Hindi niya alam kung magkano papasweldo. So, dapat kailangan ko doon. Yung production management needs additional machine sa production line. May pera ba? Ikaw makakasagot nun. So, you should be there. No? You should be coordinating with the production management. The marketing department needs additional subsidies sa mga salesman nila. Okay? So, that is the job of the finance. Meron bang pera for additional subsidy or commission to be given to those salesmen, no, ng company. So, once in a while, hindi ka lang dapat concentrated sa iyong department. You should go around and talk and coordinate with the all department managers sa loob ng iyong company. Proper coordination. And number 10, okay, create goodwill. It must improve the image and reputation of the company. Goodwill helps the company to survive in the short term and succeed in the long term. It also helps the company during bad times. Ang goodwill, that is a intangible asset. Ito yung binabayaran. Bakit mahal yung pagkakabili sa company yon? Kasi marami na siyang customers, magaling kanyang reputation. Kilala na siya sa community. Kilala na siya sa business or sa industry. Or marami na siyang set of customers. Magaling siyang employer. Magaling siyang seller, provider of goods and services. Yun ay tinatawag nating goodwill. Okay? And how do you create goodwill? For example, you help the community, no? Ikaw ay nagbo-budget kung magkano pwedeng ibigay sa community service, donation, and solicitation being done by the community surrounding the company. Yon, so tumutulong yung company sa community building or sa society. Example, tree planting. That is part of the social responsibility of the company. Hindi ka lang dapat sa loob, no? You should be helping outside the company to create a good image for the company. Para pag may magandang image ng company, so they can or they will patronize the product and services of the company. So bili tayo dyan kasi tumutulong sa sa community, no? Ang product nila, let us, kasi bawat pisong benta nila, no, binibigyan nila sa victims of COVID, victims of the calamity. So let us patronize the mga produkto. So it creates customers. Okay, number 11. Okay, financial management also tries to increase the efficiency of all the departments of the company. Proper distribution of finance to all the departments will increase efficiency of the entire company. So siya namimigay ng budget sa lahat ng department of the company. Parang sa yung tagbigay ng baon, di ba? Sabi ng nanay, di ba, namigay ng baon sa 5 mga anak. O mga anak, tipirin niyo ang baon niyo kasi mahirap yung buhay, mahirap maghanap ng kumita ng pera. Okay? So sa company, ang finance managers or finance management, sila yung nagbabudget para sa mga ibang departments ng company like HR, marketing, sales, production, IT, research, yon. Nasabi ng finance manager, tipirin nyo to kasi yung company natin ay we are promoting efficient use of resources. So dapat dapat pag gumastos, there should be a return to company, no? Yan sinasabi mo sa ibang department heads, no, ng inyong company. Kung ikaw yung taga budget. Okay, 12. So financial discipline means to invest finance only in productive areas. This will bring high returns, profits to the company. To avoid wastage and misuse of finance or financial resources of the company. So, yung pera, especially pag malaking company yan, no? Yung pera, minsan, although yung may-ari ay may say, pero ang kanyang tinatanong palagi, no? pag kailangan ng investment, yung finance manager, no? For example, si Henry C, no? Mayaman. Okay? Pero pagdating sa investment, hindi siya yung nagsasabi. Meron silang financial management team para sa SM Group companies, no? Sila nagsasabi na saan pwede mag-invest yung isang company. Kasi ang pera, ang capital should not go to waste, no? Dapat talagang may pinupuntahan or there should be return or profit bawat investment mo. Example, meron kang sobrang pera. Sa mo sa i-invest, no? Sa bonds, sa stocks, deposit sa banks. Ang bangko, dapat iba-iba yung bankong pagde-deposit mo or pambili ng property, okay, or papautang, or additional diversification ng company, additional products to be made, additional product line. So lahat yun pinaplano, no? So there should be return, no? Pag yan ay high risk return, pag yung kita or return sa isang investment ay malaki, definitely, no? That is a very risky investment. Pag sa bangko lang nilagay yan, hindi masyadong delikado sa bangko, pero yung return or profit or interest to be earned from bank deposits ay hindi masyadong malaki. So yung tinitimpla mo, no? You should have different investment portfolio. Sabi ni Warren Buffett, di ba? Yung kamatis, ilagay mo sa iba-ibang basket para hindi masira lahat. So that is what we call investing. Iba-ibang klase ng investment ang iyong gagawin. And for number 13, reduce cost of capital. Ang cost, yung puhunan. Ibig sabihin, pag kukuha ka ng capital, meron kang ginagastos. Di ba lahat naman pag meron kang binigay, there should be something in return. When you give something up, there should be something in return, no? Yung nakuha mo, meron sang kapalit na binigay. Meron kang pinambayad doon. We call that the cost of capital. So, cost of capital, the finance manager must plan the capital structure in such a way that the cost of capital is minimized. Yung gastos, yung puhunan sa pagkuha ng capital, as much possible, dapat kunti lang, dapat maliit, no? Example, nakakuha ka ng loan, 20,000 pesos. Magkanong interest? 5,000. Okay? So, yung cost doon ay yung 5,000. Yun ang gastos. Na dapat daw, it should be as much possible, dapat ay minimized at a very low rate of interest. So, trabaho ng isang manager na pag siya nangutang sa bangko, no? He should shop around for the banks na magbibigay ng pinakamababang interest sa kanyang inuutang. Example, 1 million pesos ang kailangan ng company. Pumunta sa BPI, interest rate 2%. Pumunta sa Land Bank, interest rate 1% lang. O siyempre, you should choose the 1% na interest expense na babayaran ng company pag nangutang. So 1% ng 1 million, magkano ang 1% ng 1 million? 10,000 pesos. So pag nangutang ka ng 1 million, 10,000 pesos yung interest na yung babayaran. So medyo mababa, no? But it means you shop around sa pinakamababang interest na pwede mong utangan, and that is Land Bank. Yan, daming bangko, no? So, isa-isahin mo yon. Kasi ibang bangko mataas magbigay ng interest like 10%, 20%, no? Okay, number 14, reduce operating risk. Ang operating, ito yung ginagawa ng company sa araw-araw. Magpasweldo, magbenta, mangolekta, mag-operate ng business sa araw-araw. No, example, meron kang barbershop. Araw-araw nagumugupit, may pumapasok, nagbabayad, naniningil, naglilinis, bayad sa City Hall, Meralco, no? Yun ang operation ng isang company. Sa isang company, meron mga operating risk na ginagawa sa araw-araw. Hindi safe palagi, na may mga uncertainties. There are many risks and uncertainties in a business. Kahit anong negosyo yan, no? Kahit yan ay sari-sari store, minsan may mga scam, mga manloloko, di ba? Mga budol-budol. The finance manager must take steps to reduce this risk. He must avoid high-risk projects. He must also take proper insurance. So one way of protecting the company or the asset of the company is insurance, no? Kasi may mga time na pag hindi insured yung isang company, hindi insured yung mga employees at may nangyari aksidente, yung company magbabayad, no? O for example, you are Meralco, no? Ang Meralco, napakadelikadong trabaho ng mga tao dyan, no? Mga lineman ng Meralco. Napakadelikado. So every time, every day, yung Meralco ay may risk na hinaharap. So anong dapat nilang gawin? Yung lahat ng kanilang employees na nagkakabit ng mga wires should be properly insured. Dapat meron silang mga insurance so that when accidents come, meron silang pambayad, no? Or yung insurance magbabayad, hindi yung company. And also assets should be protected like delivery van, vehicles ng company should be properly insured. And the whole company, in building, should also properly insured para protected. Okay, and right, cash should also be protected by depositing cash in the bank kasi risk ang may hawak na cash sa loob ng company. So once in a while, deposit the cash in the bank para ma-save sa bank kasi pag nasunog yung company, na hold up, ninakawan, so wala ng pera. Pero pag yung pagkasa ay nasa bank deposited, so the risk of theft or robbery can be minimized or reduced yung risk. Okay, the last one, the last goal of finance management or your goal as finance manager is prepare the capital structure. Ang structure yung pagkakabuo ng capital, na? Ang capital yung pera. Pag sinabing structure, saan ka kukuha ng pera? Example, the company needs 500,000. Okay, saan kukunin yung pera? May dalawa kang sources, na? Pwede kang mangutang sa bangko, mag-loan sa bangko, may interest kang babayaran. Or pwede kang mag-issue ng additional stocks. Okay, 500,000 example. Mga gustong bumili ng stock ng company, nagbebenta kami. Okay, bayaran nyo para mayroon kaming capital na gagamitin. Okay, sa dalawang options, pareho silang may advantage and disadvantages, na? Pag nangutang sa bangko, yung capital ay pwede makakuha ng malaking capital, sureball, 400,000 sa bangko, pwede, na? Kaya lang, yung interest medyo mataas, like 20%. Just imagine, nangutang ka 400,000 sa bangko, 20% ng 400,000. That is 80,000. So, mapupunta sa'yo ay 320,000 lang. Pero may pera sa bangko. Kahit magkano utangin, pwede, no? Yung advantage. Disadvantage sa bank, interest. Yung pangalawang option, you can issue capital stock, additional capital stock sa mga shareholders. Okay? Ang disadvantage ay baka walang bumili. So, kunti lang ang capital na ma-raise mo sa issuance of shares of stocks. Okay? Ang advantage, wala kang interest expense na babayaran. So, depende sa kung alin doon yung paano ibabalance, paano mo i-structure, no, yung capital. Mas marami bang utang sa bangko? Or mas maraming from issuance of stocks, makabenta ka ng stocks? Or mas kunti sa bangko? Or pwedeng pantay, no? Or pwedeng lahat kunin mo sa bangko. Lahat utangin mo sa bangko. Okay? Or pwede namang lahat ay kunin mo sa issuance of stocks. Kaya lang, pag issuance of stocks, baka kunti lang bumili, okay? Pero wala kang interest expense na babayaran. But in the issuance of stocks, pag may dagdag na stockholders, merong additional dividend na babayaran bawat taon siguro or bawat every 2 years, no? Example, may bagong bumili. 20 stockholders bumili ng stocks mo. Nag-issue ng stocks, 20 bumili. Okay? Bawat isa may hawak tig 100. Ang price ng isa 5 pesos. Bawat taon magbabayad ka ng 100 times 5. So 500 times 20 stockholders taon-taon dagdag. Yun ang additional mong babayaran. Okay? Okay, so that would be it for the day and